Hi everybody, I'm Missi Matthews. Pleased to be joined now by Steelers General Manager Kevin Colbert, also working from home. So Kevin, welcome, and kind of explain where you're at right now and how the scouting department and coaching department have really been working from home at this time.
Well, I'm at home as we all need to be in this time, and we've been working and conducting draft meetings from our homes. The coaches, the scouts, everybody's been working together and trying to stay ahead of the draft preparation that's necessary. But obviously, we're doing it under the constraints of what our government has mandated us to do. And we've reminded everybody in our group that first and foremost we want to make sure that they're safe, but beyond that we want them to also think about some other people who may need their assistance beyond what we're doing for our own family. So I think everybody understands that and appreciates the fact that there's folks out there that need help, especially in our own local area, and we should all be dialed into that as we try to continue to do our jobs in the environments that we're in.
And being from Pittsburgh, Kevin, what has it been like seeing the community try to come together right now during these strenuous times?
I think it's awesome that we all understand and recognize again the need to help each other. This is an unprecedented situation, and there's none of us can say we've been through this before because, quite honestly, we haven't. But I think, again, consciously, we're trying to make sure that if we have the means to help somebody else, let's make sure that we go ahead and do that. And I think collectively we'll all be better off because of it.
Kevin, how does your scouting department, the coaching department, how do they actually work from home so you guys are productive and doing what you need to do?
Well, prior to us, having to leave the offices, Scott Phelps, through our IT department, Bob McCartney, through our video department, they did a great job of making sure that we could conduct such meetings from our homes. We have all the information that we have at this point available to us. We have the video that we need to discuss and work through in these meetings available to us. And really, it's like we've been in the draft room for the last 2 days, of course, working from our homes, and we've had two really good, productive meeting days. And again, we're just trying to stay ahead of what the situation we're in from a work standpoint. And again, with Scott and Mac's help, we've been able to at least keep up with it. So really, it's like we're sitting in the draft room doing these meetings. Obviously, it's not as good, but we're going to make it as best we can.
Everyone said all offseason the Bud Dupree was a priority for the Steelers. You guys went ahead and placed the franchise tag on him. So what's next for Bud and the Steelers?
Well, Bud Dupree has always been a priority. We were able to use the franchise tag, and Bud understood that going into the process. And our message has been consistently, hey, Bud, if we use the franchise tag, our goal is to still sign you and get you locked up as a Steeler for the rest of your career. And that's what we'll continue to try to do. We understand a little bit better as to what our restrictions are going to be from a cap standpoint after having made a couple anticipated moves, which aren't official yet at this point because of some of the circumstances, obviously, that we're working under. But again, Bud always was a priority, and he'll continue to be a priority as we move forward.
All right, now a trade with the Ravens doesn't happen too often. So why did you guys feel the need to go ahead and try to get Chris Wormley?
Well, Chris Wormley is someone we've always had a lot of respect for. When he came out of the University of Michigan, he was very interesting for us as a draftable player. Of course, Baltimore drafted him, and he's had 3 productive years with them. When he was made available via trade, we just tried to confirm that he'd be available to us as well, and we were able to come to an agreeable trade with the Ravens. I'm sure they're happy with what they got, but we're very pleased to get a a young defensive lineman like Chris Wormley, who we valued very much when he came out 3 years ago in the draft from Michigan.
All right, now besides Wormley, Kevin, there's a lot of reports out there. There's some other free agents making their way to Pittsburgh soon. So, any official announcements coming yet from the team?
No, again, under the circumstances, we can't announce anything until a player has passed a physical and a player has physically signed his contract. And again, under the circumstances that we're all operating on right now, those are two items that probably won't take place anytime soon. So it's the rules that we're working under, it's the circumstances we're respecting. And when those players are officially have officially passed their physicals and signed their contracts, we'll be glad to announce them. But up until that happens, we can't comment on it.
All right, Kevin, so with all of that being said, how is the salary cap situation for the Steelers right now? And do you guys still plan on being active in free agency?
Yeah, I think we're up against it pretty good. We made a lot of anticipated moves that we wanted to make. Unfortunately, we have to make some subtractions from the roster. Can we still do some things further down the road? Sure. In the short term, I think I would say we're temporarily, I don't want to say out of business, but we're satisfied with where we are at this point. We'll continue to address it as again, this continues to unwind. We get deeper into our draft meetings. Maybe, we go into a draft meeting or come out of a meeting setting and we'll say maybe we need to look at another position still in free agency. So it's going to continue to evolve. But I would say at this point, I would say we're on pause and let's just see where we are.
No pro days happening, Kevin. I know you, Coach Tomlin, a lot of your staff really likes to go on that circuit. So what's it been like not having pro days to get a chance to know these players a little bit better before the draft?
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, we value the pro days to be able to get up and get close and interact with a player and watch him work out and meet his family and all those sorts of things. And that part has been taken away from us. Again, we're not alone in that endeavor. All the teams in the NFL are going through it the same way. But what I've reminded our staff, our scouts, from the very beginning of this whole process since the changes with our rules, I reminded them of the 1974 draft that the Steelers conducted when they ended up with 5 Hall of Famers. Back in that day, Art Rooney Jr. and Bill Nunn and Dick Haley and the group, they put together one of the best drafts, or the best draft in NFL history, and they didn't have pro days. They didn't have combines. They relied on what they felt those guys were as football players. And if we have to go into this draft with the same mentality, that's our challenge, and we'll do the very best we can. But again, we're no different than the 31 other teams. We're all in the same situation.
All right, Kevin, we will stay tuned. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Stay safe, and I hope to see you soon.
All right, Missy, you stay safe as well. Thank you.